the Pra River. It used to be the source of drinking water for residents that live along or share boundaries with a particular river. But we have come here to see that the state of the river is terribly bad. It looks milky and it is more brown than the Tom Brown that we consume every day, and it tells you the state of the river. You see the remnant of Galamsey activities here, so the debris that you find in the river, it tells a lot about the condition and the state in which this river finds itself. It is in a pale shadow of itself. Now the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources is here, and as a way of supporting the fight against Galamsey, has handed over 5 speedboats to the Ghana Navy to enable them patrol the rivers and the water bodies in their bid to flush out the Galamseyers. He says that they have learned religiously that the Galamsey activities, in spite of the effect that they have put in place, the Galamsey activities continue to go on even at night, and they do so heavily armed. He says that government is committed to this fight and will do everything possible to ensure that they win this fight.
The millions of people who rely on our river bodies for their livelihoods. Nanache, as you are aware, small-scale mining industry contributes almost 40% to our nation's gold output. Unfortunately, as a result of its impact on the environment in recent years, small-scale mining has sadly become associated with environmental degradation and water pollution. These negative environmental impacts reached their crescendo between 2014 and 2016 with a near breakdown of the regulation in the sector. In his State of the Nation address, the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, called for a dispassionate, non-partisan and broad-based national dialogue on small-scale mining. This led to the national dialogue where we adopted a 15-point resolution aimed at tackling the menace head-on and 2 regional dialogues in the forest and savanna zones. Since then, we have declared water bodies as red zones for mining and suspended all recognizance, prospecting and or exploration activities in forest reserves. We have placed a ban on the manufacture, fabrication and or use of the floating device popularly known as champagne, one of the main equipment used for the pollution of our river bodies. We rolled out Operation Hall 2 to enforce these measures with an additional mandate to demobilize and decommission all equipment used for illegal mining in the red zones. To promote sustainable small-scale mining, we revamped community mining schemes and developed an operational manual setting standards for their operation. So far, a total of 34 of these schemes have been commissioned since last year, with an additional 11 ready to be commissioned in the coming days. To provide alternative sources of livelihood for those who unavoidably will be affected by the measures being rolled out to clamp down on illegal mining, government introduced a national alternative employment and livelihood program as a substitute to illegal mining. The program, which includes reclamation, afforestation and reforestation, already provides direct employment for some 302 people and indirect employment to over 80,000 people. And last month, Nanache, we marked another important milestone in the fight against illegal mining, particularly as it relates to the pollution of our river bodies, with the commissioning of 100 mercury-free gold processing equipment known as the gold catcher. Apart from their capacity to recover about 90% of gold from the ore, and thereby giving small-scale miners much more gold, gold catchers provide an alternative means of extracting gold without polluting our river bodies and the natural environment. All these measures have resulted in some successes, with some of our river bodies visibly clearing up. As you will recall, last year, I embarked on a helicopter tour on these river bodies, which I ended in this very town, Biposo, to assess the level of pollution of the rivers. And today, I see some improvement, although not at where we want to be. We have observed there are still some recalcitrant nation wreckers who seek only their selfish interests at the expense of the national interest, by conniving with others, both local and foreigners, to outwit our security agencies, to pollute our river bodies. Indeed, there are some who have resorted to mining in the night with armed guards when the security agencies have finished their operations. We have engaged all the 16 regional ministers, particularly your outstanding regional minister, the Western Regional Minister, and their regional security councils, to take these matters up and deal with them frontally. But as part of more permanent solution, we have procured 5 fully fitted 6.5 meters rigid hulled inflatable boats to be used by the security agencies and river guards who are yet to be recruited by the Minerals Commission to patrol the river bodies 24/7, as they say. Nana Chair, these boats will be deployed on rivers Ankobra, Pra, Birim, and the Black Volta, and they will operate all day and all night to rid our river bodies of any form of illegal mining. Operation Hall 2 will continue to support these measures. We are grateful to the Ministry of Defense, the Military High Command, and the Chief of Defense Staff, Vice Admiral Sef Amoma, for their collaboration in this effort, and indeed in several other initiatives of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. The fight against illegal mining must be a national concern, and I call on all Ghanaians living everywhere, and particularly communities along various river bodies who bear the brunt of these illegalities, to be vigilant and support us by reporting those involved in these nefarious activities. It is our fervent hope that with your vigilance and these boats, supported by Operation Halt, we can find a lasting solution to the pollution of the river bodies of our country. Nana Chairman, Honorable Minister, Deputy Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me reiterate, if I have not done so enough, that the government of President Akufo-Addo is not against small-scale mining. What we are against is any form of mining that pays no regard to the environment, that is done contrary to the law and established protocols of our country, that threatens the lives and livelihoods of millions of citizens. And we will not hesitate, I want to reiterate, in cracking the whip on those who engage in such illegalities. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources remains committed to the vision of the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to make Ghana the mining hub of Africa by promoting an orderly, viable, sustainable, and environmentally sound small-scale mining industry, which is anchored on integrity and which contributes meaningfully to the national economy. We will never relent on this effort, and God willing, and with your support, we shall realize these objectives. I thank you for your attention.
The chief of this area is hopeful that with the handing over of these speedboats, something dramatic should change as far as the color of the river is concerned. He says that by next year, same time, they should see something positive about the river, because it is the river that they have relied on. They used to fetch some and drink. But now, if they fetch and drink, they invite diseases onto themselves.
We were Madina Wabo or Galamsey. Them Galamsey Waho, Ghana for Papa. Obey them by Yankopan Nankasawa New Yazi. Ah, in Su, and a Numu in Dama a papa. Over there, you fight for. You're fighting illegal mine. Send the Binum, one that wire in there. On one Yankopan. Say, no more to come in. It's repeat. When I was it, better once away Navy folk. Yes, someone or you make us know what that's once. Aban Abako, Nawiya, them hear me, our boy speedboats, or the bit them to me. Yes, someone. I want to also impact. Next curse, why I feel. mama ombende afisa woko na se wokechi obia nintema o wenya awanso wobeda no kwanta besre bi ayeda na awu na illegal mine na packaging wana na waya kwan itie aman Ghana ye besre ombombotin kuni juma no so ye juma oyetin na waye ni ye ya Ghana fo ye beda honase hwe insu na se sekani takwadi shaman na ninkaka ho ebre ya bre nsa ni yin insu oto mu ebre ya bre ya insu kakra ya nom sende insu ni nara illegal miners wa sell what mercury onam dem mercury out di consumi na wa ma wa benda ya dawa wata wasasi sende open dem no wo pom wajina da wo ba me ni su se da hunasi afrika kra meka chi honorable minister na small scale ya besre wa obiala eyim nsana wa didam ejwano wadam hon ayedema na kwan ya kunu kwa ti ya bombadin na wonhwe obia na yim na won mele ejwuma ni bi ye the minister so ase yet nka ujuma pa olobo ono na nonsense kunyinala ujuma pa wo bo ma amani wonye temple fura obaye dan ni sika kru a otidem yakafa kwampa na yayi yenye yiska na mum yabafa kwambando aha ye sisi ai anka no na dem nsu na wasaw se ibidigbo ha na doctor na yeso ne yenom inda bituma anum dem nsu ya yewo awishim de dem boti ya wabe ntama mfida na yamya ya adum ma yinsu wa to wan je de honasi menem pefin na